Liverpool lose yet again. They're dumped out of the Carabao Cup and are on their worst run for more than 70 years. So is Arne Slot under pressure?
You know the pressure is there. There are many reasons maybe why we've lost 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7. None of them are good enough to accept.
Good morning. Less than 6 months ago, Arne Slot was lifting the Premier League trophy, so surely it's unthinkable that fans could be questioning his position. Slot under pressure, Jamie?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Well, lots to get through, but we start with Liverpool, and for the first time in more than 70 years, they have lost 5 domestic games in a row. They lost to Crystal Palace for the 3rd time this season and are out of the Carabao Cup. Arne Slot faced criticism for his team selection. He made 10 changes, fielding a very youthful lineup.
That's driven in towards Munoz and snapped up by Sarr. And just like that, in 2 quick passes, Crystal Palace have the lead. Moved on quickly again. Pino, clever reverse ball. Sarr is all the way through. It's another brilliant finish. And here's Mateta, and the surge is on here, and that is a risky one. And referee Craig Pawson goes for his pocket, and it is a red card. Pino on his right, Pierre-Emerick Pino into the corner. Liverpool's young side beaten.
Liverpool with their own take on the current 6-7 trend. That's it. It's going viral at the moment, but 6 defeats in 7 for Arne Slot's side. Thanks, Jamie. Good sport, Jamie, because I refuse to do it. Right. Good morning, Jamie O'Hara.
Morning.
10 changes for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you think they should have prioritised getting a win rather than resting players?
Tough question to answer, because obviously they've got big games coming up, and it's important that they get points on the board in the Premier League, because it's been terrible. But I expected a lot more from last night. The game, they're at home. Crystal Palace are a really good side, don't get me wrong, but I think they needed to field a stronger side. I think he put the young kids out there, really and truthfully, just to be like, I don't want to be in this competition. I don't fancy it. The bench was a disgrace. When you look at the other teams that have been in the competition, Arsenal, Spurs, Newcastle, yeah, they made changes, but the benches were strong. So if it wasn't going your way, or you wanted to, maybe get back in the game or make something happen, they had players there to come on and make something happen. Like Arsenal did with Saka, he comes on, he scores. Liverpool's bench last night, he threw the towel in. He waved the white flag and said, I don't want to be in the competition. That says to me that he knows that he's under huge pressure at the moment to get results in the Premier League and the Champions League. So he's just binned the Carabao Cup. I think he kind of lambs to the slaughter a bit, with the young kids, putting them out there. It was a bit harsh on them. Crystal Palace are a good side. You put young kids out there, in front of Liverpool fans who are a bit edgy at the moment, and they got battered.
Yeah, and a full house as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be very happy. Let's hear what Slot said on his decision to rotate so many players.
Before I went out, I saw City's lineup, and I don't think they had one starter from the weekend. But it felt as if you look at their lineup, they played with their 11 starters. When we played Chelsea, I said they're missing 8, but they can still bring Estevao in. Now we're only missing 4. To me, it's the right decision, but and I haven't changed my opinion about that after the results.
So he's saying that Manchester City can make 10 changes but still put out a quality side.
Yeah.
And in fairness, they did.
Yeah.
But should Liverpool be able to do that, given how much money they've spent?
Well, look, they've spent a lot of money, but I defend Slot a little bit here, and I think he's coming in for a lot of criticism, because everyone's saying, he spent 500 million, he spent £500 million, you put that team out. I agree to a certain extent, but here's the thing. A lot of players have left Liverpool. Do you know, when you go through the list of players that have actually gone, Núñez, Trent, Quansah, Diaz, Tsimikas, Harvey Elliott, and sadly, tragically, Diogo Jota, who passed away. So they've had to replace them players. They went and spent crazy amounts of money, broke the transfer record twice on Florian Wirtz and Isak. Isak got injured. Florian Wirtz hasn't got going, but they spent, 240 million. But then the other players they've had to replace. You're replacing Diaz. You're trying to replace Núñez. You're replacing Trent. You're replacing Tsimikas. So people say you should have this unbelievable squad. They put a Galactico team together. Yeah, but he's allowed players have left, so the squad is still a bit thin. It weren't massively overcrowded in the first place. He's only just replaced like for like. Why he let all them players go, I don't know. I wouldn't have let all them players go. Diaz, Harvey Elliott, they know what Liverpool's about. They know the DNA. They know how to win games. They know what it's about, competing at the highest level, week in, week out. He's let them go, and they look like they're struggling. And the new players that come in, they ain't ready to play for Liverpool, some of them.
We'll be asking a fan in a moment, but do you think the fans will they be bothered about the fact that Liverpool have gone out? We don't know. Slot, it seems like maybe isn't that bothered, but will the fans be more bothered?
I think the fans that were there last night will be bothered. I think they'll feel a bit like that was a bit of a disgrace. They've travelled up there, fans from all over the country have gone up there, paid their money. It's not cheap to go and watch football matches anymore. Full house, and you put a kids team out. It's a bit disrespectful to the fans. Look, if you play a young team and you've got the big boys on the bench, fine. Give them a chance, give them an opportunity, give them a run out, 60 minutes, and then you get the big dogs on. The fact that some of the players, on the bench were like the squad numbers were 96 and 97, he threw the towel in, and that to me is disrespectful to Liverpool fans because they've just bobbed it off.
I don't think anybody is saying that Arne Slot's job right now is under pressure, but how much pressure is he under to keep it beyond the summer?
You say he's not under pressure, Tom. He's got a massive week coming up. They've got Aston Villa, then they've got Real Madrid, then they've got Man City. We're talking about big games coming up. They've lost 6 out of 7, which you can have a laugh with, but that is a bit of a joke. It's Liverpool Football Club, and they're expected to be competing at the highest level. So if he loses another 3 games, who says he gets to Christmas? Seriously, Liverpool got to win the league. That's the job. They've got to win the league.
Yeah, you're right. It's Villa at home on Saturday, Real Madrid next Tuesday at home, and then Man City away before the international break. But then it's Forest at home. In the Champions League, it's PSV. And West Ham away, Sunderland at home, Leeds away. They have got a slightly, better on paper after that.
Yeah, after the international break. But look at the games they have lost already. They've lost games already, Tom. Who you'd expect the fixture list would be kind to them. They've got beat. Yeah. They haven't performed. They haven't played well.
Brentford at the weekend.
Yeah, like they've not had a great run, and now they've got some tough games coming up to add to the pressure that's already put them under. Plus, they've lost tonight. I know it might not mean nothing tonight at the moment. If they get beat by Villa at the weekend, that's another result that's gone against them. And then they've got Real Madrid. Then they've got Man City. All of a sudden, you're staring 8-9 defeats in the face in 2 months. Your job's under pressure.
It's a big week for Liverpool. We can hear from a fan, actually. Steve has sent in a voice note.
Steve from Ellesmere Port. So Slot's just ruined the side this season. Last season his success was built on actually not doing much, keeping the same squad of players in their best positions. This season he's had new toys, some of the best players in Europe available, and he's just been very indecisive with substitutions, playing players out of position, and basically having an effect on their confidence. Klopp always talked about rhythm. Slot's not given us any rhythm this season.
It seems to go back to Arne Slot won the title with Jurgen Klopp's team, which I've always thought was a little bit unfair. What do you think?
I don't think it's unfair. I think it's fact. It was Jurgen Klopp's team. They didn't sign anyone. So, yeah, he won the league with Jurgen Klopp's side. He tweaked the style of play that they played, and he added his own little bit to it in terms of being a little bit more defensive. But that's gone out the window. So you'd look at it, and Jurgen Klopp put a group of players together who knew what it meant to play for Liverpool, knew how to win, knew how to fight, knew how to run, knew how to keep clean sheets. And then Arne Slot's ripped all that apart. Players have left and brought in his own group of players, which is meant to be this super team. But he's putting square pegs in round holes.
It just seems like every time he comes out, he's saying something about something else which isn't related to the actual 90 minutes, which I find frustrating. They don't have squad depth. Well, okay, but how much money did they spend in the transfer window? So maybe you should have shared that across some other players to get the squad depth, just in case certain players got injured, as we have seen. So if you're a Liverpool fan at the minute, I think it'd be very frustrating. And that man Arne Slot's got some work to do with the players that are available. But at the minute, I don't know what they can't deal, what they can deal with. Sorry, because if it's a low block, he's having a moan about that. Well, what does he want teams to open up and just be easy to play through? They're not going to be. Now everybody knows they can't deal with the long ball. Long bouncy balls are always hard to deal with anyway. But that's a problem. throw-ins, long throws, they're not dealing with them very well. So that you can get at Liverpool in all sorts of ways at this season.
He knows that he's under huge pressure at the moment to get results in the Premier League and the Champions League. So he's just binned the Carabao Cup. I think he kind of like lambs to the slaughter a bit. I wouldn't have let all them players go. Diaz, Harvey Elliott, they know what Liverpool's about. They know the DNA. They know how to win games. They know what it's about, competing at the highest level week in, week out. He's let them go and they look like they're struggling, and the new players that come in, they ain't ready to play for Liverpool, some of them. If he loses another 3 games, who says he gets to Christmas? Seriously. He's got a big couple of weeks coming up. And, you know, if they could get Jurgen Klopp back, I think they'd have him back in a heartbeat.
As far as I'm concerned, Arne Slot's job, you know, should be absolutely safe. Listen, if something happens and Liverpool lose 28 consecutive games, then yes, there will be questions asked, and it may well be that everyone feels as though a change is as good as a rest. But unless things begin to get really rather ridiculous, I expect Arne Slot to be the Liverpool manager, not just for the rest of this season, but for 2 or 3 seasons to come.